Now let's take a closer look at the battles raging on the ground in Ukraine. Joining me now to break down the Kremlin's military moves is the director of the International Security Program and the director of the Transnational Threats Project at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, Seth Jones. He is also the author of Three Dangerous Men: Russia, China, Iran, and the Rise of Irregular Warfare. Seth, welcome.
Thanks, Mike.
So the focus on the air bases, we've had talk today about the Yavoriv International Center, a short distance from the Polish border. Your thoughts on the latest airstrikes?
Well, I think when you look at the Russian force disposition right now, we see them in the area of Kyiv. We see them coming in from the Russian border and then up from Crimea. What we don't see them is blocking this big open area. So we've seen weapons pouring across that border from places like Poland. And Vladimir Putin just indicated in the last few days that he was going to start to strike potential targets where we're seeing ammunition, weapon systems that are moving across and being stored for now. This is the first of those strikes.
So do you think this is an attempt to intimidate the U.S. and NATO from sending more weapon systems into bases like that one?
I think it's both an attempt to intimidate as well as to start to interdict those weapon systems coming in. Stingers, javelins, S-300s, ammunition that are likely to come through. Obviously, the end result, I don't think, is intimidation. I think we're going to see a lot more of those systems coming in.
Okay, let's flip the map and let's take a look at some of the other hot spots here. Obviously, a focus on some of the energy we've been looking at over time. No surprise, a lot of the fighting around Kyiv, the Ukrainian capital. Also, great deal of emphasis on the south, trying to control the Black Sea. Your thoughts as we look at this map?
Well, two things, Mike. The first is that Russians don't control most of the actual territory, so people shouldn't assume that the red means they control all those areas. They're actually just on the roadways, and we're seeing them targeted by javelins, for example, that are hitting Russian tanks and armored personnel carriers. The second issue is the force to population ratio is really small here, Mike. So 4 Russian soldiers per about 1,000 Ukrainian inhabitants. Those are astronomically low numbers. We should generally see in the U.S. sector of Germany around the end of World War II, 101 U.S. soldiers for every 1,000 Germans. So this means that the Russians are going to have a very hard time holding the territory. Their force presence is so small.
I realize you have a very impressive bio. You're not a psychiatrist, but I'm wondering if Putin gets control of the Black Sea, basically, region, does he say, I won, and then, try to hold that? Is that his end game, potentially?
Well, that would seem to be the rational way of looking at this. He still may want to continue to destroy Ukrainian cities. He has lost more soldiers in 2 weeks than the U.S. lost in Afghanistan in 20 years. And it's in part because of the weapon systems that have come in, and it's partly because of the Ukrainian resistance. So he may want to seek some revenge and take it out on the Ukrainian population. We're seeing him do that right now.
That's an interesting stat on the casualties. Are you concerned about this attack happening near the Polish border, the one that killed at least 35, and wounded 134 in the last 24 hours?
Well, my worry a little bit is that all it takes is a miscalculation. Look at this area here right on the Polish border. One miscalculation, right. That missile or one of those missiles goes into Poland and hits a U.S. soldiers, 82nd Airborne, and then we have a very different situation. So this war is moving closer and closer to where U.S. forces or other NATO forces are along NATO's border with Ukraine. That would send this war in a very different direction.
Because, of course, an attack on one is an attack on all when it comes to NATO, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Picking your brain.